on Sports Central tonight. Youngsters shine. Sri Lanka Under-19 women's cricket team beat Australia by 6 wickets in their fifth and final 2020 encounter at Dambulla, sealing the 5-match series 5-0. Shocking defeat. West Indies suffers a new blow as they get bowled out for just 83 runs to lose their T20 series against Nepal in the United Arab Emirates.
Crucial Vertel, has he created an opportunity? Not another catch in the deep. Of course it is. And Karen Casey, fittingly, the Valentine's Day hero from 7 years ago, seals a series win for Nepal.
Final sealed. World number 1 Carlos Alcaraz recovered from a slow start to beat Casper Ruud and reach the Japan Open final, where he will meet the second seed Taylor Fritz with a chance to claim his 8th title of the year. And good times. Max Verstappen impressively claims victory on his GT3 endurance race debut, extending his recent form in the motorsports track following 2 Grand Prix wins.
From Studio 24C, this is Sports Central. And now, here's Vinut Varnasurya.
Hello and welcome to Derana Sports Central, your one-stop shop for everything about sports right here on the home turf and around the globe. We start off today's updates with the Sri Lankan Under-19 Women's Cricket Tournament. Sri Lanka Under-19 Women's Cricket team beat Australia Under-19 Women's Cricket team by 6 wickets in their 5th and final 2020 encounter at Dambulla today. Now with this win, Sri Lanka won the 5-match series 5-0. The Australian Under-19 Women's cricketers won the toss and opted to bat first. They scored 114 for 6 in their allotted 20 overs. Lucy Fintop scored with 35 while Emily Powell contributed with 33 runs. Shamodi Prabodha was the pick of the Sri Lankan bowlers with 3 for 16.
Straight to short extra cover. Second catch for Manudinana Kara. Easy pickings for her.
In reply, Sri Lanka Under-19 team reached the winning target of 115 runs, losing 4 wickets with 15 balls to spare. Skipper Manudinana Kara played the anchor role with an unbeaten 35, while Shashni Gimhani remained 19 not out. Shiloh Julian bagged 2 wickets for 20 runs. This 6 wickets win helped Sri Lanka Under-19 women's cricketers to win the 5-match series 5-0.
Dancing shoes, there is a fielder getting under that, but she will not collect it. And Sri Lanka, they win this 5th T20 game by 6 wickets. What a comprehensive win by the women in blue. The camp, they are overjoyed. Lots of smiles. Look at these 2 batters. They have completed the job. The skipper herself, 34 of 35 deliveries. Fantastic knock.
Today is the 4th day of the Indo Cricket World Cup tournament hosted by Sri Lanka. The 12th edition of this tournament, which began last week, will continue until the coming weekend. Sri Lanka is hosting the tournament after 21 years. The matches are played at 2 Indo cricket venues, Austrasia Sports Complex and the UPro Arena in Thalawathugoda. The competition is held under the following 4 categories: Men's Open, Women's Open, Under-22 men and Under-22 women. 31 teams from 9 countries are competing in this year's Indo Cricket World Cup. Meanwhile, after 3 days of competition, India led the points table with 33 points, while Australia and New Zealand are placed 2nd and 3rd respectively in the points table. India and Australia teams remain unbeaten after playing 5 matches each. Netclash 2025, organised by the Rotaract Club of Kandy Metropolitan, took place in the last weekend at St. Anthony's Girls College grounds with the participation of over 300 plus players, including school teams, university students and club players representing Kandy and surrounding regions. The sporting extravaganza organised by the Rotaract Club of Kandy Metropolitan was the inaugural edition of what is set to become an annual event growing each year. The tournament was conducted under 3 major categories: the Open category, Over 15 category and Under 15 category. The tournament featured a mix of youth and senior level competition, showcasing both emerging school level talent and experienced university and club players. It marked one of the largest community netball gatherings in Kandy for 2025, uniting diverse groups through sportsmanship and fellowship. The event emphasized youth empowerment, teamwork and healthy recreation in line with Rotaract Movement's mission. Mrs. Chamika Ponsu, a former Sri Lankan national netball player, graced the event as the chief guest. The organising of the event was led by Malisha Ratnayaka and Adrian Anthony of the Rotaract Club of Kandy Metropolitan. Over 300 players including school teams, university students and club players represented Kandy and surrounding regions. In the open category, University of Peradeniya were crowned champions while Team Shooting Stars claimed the runners-up title. RU Netters Academy won the over 15 category with Mathali International School finishing as runners-up. In the under 15 category, Good Shepherd Convent Kandy emerged as champions while Mathali International School were once again the runners-up. Well, the Inter-Schools Under-19 limited over cricket tournaments began recently, and now let's have a wrap-up. The home team batting first were bowled out for 88 runs in the 37 overs. Sharit Sudena was the top scorer with 22 runs. In the bowling for Sri Sumangala, Bihanga Silva bagged 5 wickets for 13 runs in his quota of 10 overs. Sadev Hettiarachchi and Memidu Kumarasiri captured 2 wickets each. In reply, Sri Sumangala boys reached the winning target of 89 runs in the 25th over, losing just 2 wickets. Sandeepa Wijayaratna top scored for the visitors with an unbeaten 51 which included 9 fours. Meanwhile, at the St. Sebastian's College grounds in Katun area, Moratuwa Vidyalaya beat St. Sebastian's College by 38 runs. Batting first, Moratuwa Vidyalaya bowled out for 103 runs in 31 overs. Sanjana Senaviratna made 28. Mahisha Sithum bagged 5 wickets for 22 runs, while Damsit Subhashana captured 3 wickets for 31 runs. Katun area's St. Sebastians were bowled out for 65 runs in just 17 overs. Mahisha Sithum, who made 25, was the only batter who was able to reach double figures for the home team. Vihaganit Sara was the pick of the Moratuwa bowlers, capturing 4 for 11, while Sanjana Senaviratna bagged 3 for 7 runs. Meanwhile, at Maradana, a superb century by Avisha Samash helped St. Joseph's College beat Lumbini College by 139 runs in their inter-school under-19 limited overs encounter. Batting for St. Joseph's College totaled 262 for 9 in their allotted 50 overs. Samash hit 9 fours and 4 sixes in his 119 ball knock. Rishma Marasinghe also contributed with 74 runs with 10 fours. Thidas Pereira was the pick of the Lumbini bowlers with 3 wickets for 41 runs. In reply, Lumbini College were bowled out for 123 in the 39th over. Dineth Maxwell and Dinar Sevminas scored 31 runs each for Lumbini. Vigneswaran Akash was the pick of the St. Joseph's bowlers, capturing 5 wickets for 23 runs. Vishwa Piris and Nushan Pereira bagged 2 wickets apiece. St. Peter's College All Boys defeated St. Benedict's All Boys in their annual football match played at Bambalapitiya recently.
The football encounters between the Old Boys of St. Peter's and St. Benedict's were played at the St. Peter's ground in Bambalapitiya recently. In the over 40 match, the scoreline read at 1-1 at the final whistle. Then the referees decided to go for a penalty shootout in which the Peterites won the encounter by 3 goals to 2. Meanwhile, St. Peter's Old Boys won the under 40 encounter also following a penalty shootout. At the conclusion of the regular time, the scoreline stood at 1-1. However, the home team bagged the game 5 goals to 4 after an intense penalty shootout.
Well, time for a short commercial break, more sporting action and many more highlights coming right after this. You're watching Other Derana Sports Central. Welcome back to Other Derana Sports Central. We are moving to the cricket ground now. West Indies suffered a new low as they were bowled out for just 83 runs to lose their T20 series against Nepal in the United Arab Emirates. Now, Nepal, who's ranked 18th in the world, had never played a T20 series against a full member nation before, and this week they won the 3-match series with a game to spare. Earlier in the day, Nepal's own innings being one of 2 distinctive halves. In the first 10, they did not hit a single six, but opener Asif Sheikh had established a burgeoning partnership with Sandeep Johra, and a productive power play had taken them to 74 for 3 at the midway point of the innings. In the next 10, the pair raced away and put on what would end up being a 100-run partnership. Jora's 39 balls 63 eventually ended in the 18th over. He had hit 5 of the 9 sixes Nepal hit in the second half of the innings. Sheikh remained unbeaten on 68 of 47 himself. At the other end, Alam's 5-ball 11 took Nepal's total to 173.
Sliced away and sliced all the way. And he's got big power hitting levers. That has gone many a mile.
Side.
Edged and edged for 4. The runs keep coming.
West Indies, who are the 6th in T20 rankings, never got going in the chase, with only 3 batters reaching double figures. They were 63, losing 4 wickets in the 12th over before collapsing to just 83 all out. Medium pacer Mohammad Adil Alam, who ended with figures of 4 for 24, was the next bowler to get on the scorecard thanks to the biggest point of difference between the two sides.
He hasn't hit it nearly well enough, and that's routine. Simply routine for that man, Kushal Patel.
The big ones. Bowled him. Inside edge. Fabian Allen cannot believe it, and Bertel is another.
You will not be impressed with Lenier.
The going never got better for West Indies as they kept losing wickets in the middle overs and found gaps in the field plugged by a Nepal team who threw themselves at the ball. Windies' total of 83 is the lowest a full member nation has scored against an associate, and the 90-run win margin is also the biggest for an associate against a full member.
Kushal Bertel, has he created an opportunity? Not another catch in the deep. Of course it is. And Karen Casey, fittingly, the Valentine's Day hero from 7 years ago, seals a series win for Nepal. In absolute wonder, in astonishment, the fans and players alike. They've won by 90 wins and they are going to win this inaugural Unity Cup. Nepal, you beauties, you've done it in some style.
Meanwhile, Glenn Maxwell suffered a freak injury in the nets at Mount Maunganui, ruling him out of the 3-match T20I series against the host New Zealand. Maxwell was bowling to Mitch Owen, whose powerful hit struck the 36-year-old on the forearm. Scans have confirmed a fracture, and Cricket Australia selectors have called up Josh Philippe into the squad as a replacement. This is the latest in a series of mishaps that have afflicted Maxwell during his fine international career. 3 years ago, he had broken his leg when his friend fell on him at a birthday party. The injury required surgery that Maxwell needs to manage even now. During the ODI World Cup in 2023, Maxwell suffered a concussion while falling off a golf cart. Maxwell now faces a race against time in order to be fit for the start of the T20 series against India, which begins on the 29th of October in Canberra. These 2 series will intensify Australia's build up to the next year's T20 World Cup. Maxwell's loss is likely to be Marcus Stoinis' gain. Moving to tennis now, Jannik Sinner showed his battling qualities to reach the China Open semi-finals with a 6-1, 7-5 victory over Hungarian Fabian Marozsan yesterday, as the Italian stepped up his bid to narrow the ranking gap with world number 1 Carlos Alcaraz.
Sinner lost the top ranking after surrendering his US Open crown to the Spaniard this month, but has responded well to the setback in Beijing, claiming a 7th semi-final spot in the 8 tournaments he has played this year. The world number 2 clinched the opening set in 26 minutes thanks to big hitting from the baseline, but faced stiffer resistance in the second and had to dust himself off after falling awkwardly in the 8th game. He then found himself a breakdown at 4-5, but hit back immediately to Denzi Malzahn the set. Sinner held and pounced on his opponent's serve again in the 12th game, sealing his 40th tour-level match win of a season in which he served a short doping ban. Up next for the 4 times major champions is Australian 3rd seed Alex de Minaur, who reached the semis when Czech 20-year-old Jakub Mensik retired from their match with a left leg injury while trailing 1-4 in the opening set.
World number 1 Carlos Alcaraz recovered from a slow start to beat Kasparov 3-6, 6-3 and 6-4 yesterday and reached the Japan Open final where he will meet second seed Taylor Fritz with the chance to claim his 8th title of the year. Alcaraz will also be seeking revenge in today's clash in Tokyo after a shock defeat by Fritz in the Lever Cup in San Francisco this month, his first loss to the American in 4 career meetings. The 6-time Grand Slam champion wasted 4 chances to break road early and let out screams of frustration when his Norwegian opponent closed in on the first set with a sublime shot making from the back of the court at the net. Having dropped the first set, Alcaraz came out all guns blazing in the next and levelled the scores with a huge ace before turning on the style to break for a 3-2 lead in the decider and securing the win. American Fritz earlier saw off compatriot Jensen Brooks be 6-3, 6-3 with a flawless serving in tough moments to reach his 3rd final of the season after claiming grass court titles in Stuttgart and Eastbourne.
Carlos Alcaraz to 3-6, 6-3, 6-4.
We're heading into another quick commercial break. More sporting highlights coming on the other side. You're watching other Derana Sports Central. We'll be right back. Welcome back to other Derana Sports Central. We are moving to the football field now. Chelsea will welcome Jose Mourinho back to the Stamford Bridge when they face Benfica in the Champions League today, with the Portuguese coach returning to the London club where he won 3 Premier League titles across 2 spells.
Mourinho, who returned to Benfica 25 years after his first stint, managed Chelsea from 2004 to 2007 and 2013 to 2015, delivering a haul of trophies that cemented his reputation as one of Europe's best managers at the time. Mourinho, appointed at Benfica on September 18th, inherited a team unbeaten in their opening 4 league games with 3 wins and a draw, and has overseen 2 wins and a draw in his first 3 matches in charge. Chelsea, however, have had a turbulent start to the season after a glittering campaign last term when they won the Conference League and Club World Cup. They are also without playmaker Cole Palmer, who is sidelined with a groin injury. Maresca's side, who like Benfica lost their Champions League opener, have 2 wins from 6 Premier League matches, losing their last 2 after being reduced to 10 men.
Meanwhile, FIFA announced that European Champions League winners Paris Saint-Germain will play their first ever Intercontinental Cup final in Doha, Qatar on the 17th of December this year. The announcement came on Sunday even as PSG's opponents will be determined 4 days earlier in the final playoff called the Challenger Cup. This will pit Egyptian club Pyramids, the African champions, against the winner of the match between Central American champions Cruz Azul from Mexico and the future winner of the Copa Libertadores. The South American tournament is currently in the semi-final stage and includes 2 Brazilian sides. Palmeiras are up against LDO Quito of Ecuador, while Flamengo take on Argentinian side Racing. The Copa Libertadores finals takes place on the 29th of November. From 1960 to 2004, the Intercontinental Cup pitted the champions of Europe and South America against each other. In 2005, it was renamed the Club World Cup to include other continental champions, but that competition was relaunched this year as a quadrennial tournament featuring 32 teams, with Chelsea as the inaugural winners of the new format. The Intercontinental Cup was relaunched in its new format last year when Real Madrid beat Mexican club Pachuca. Moving to the motorsports circuit now, Max Verstappen impressively won on his GT3 endurance race debut at the legendary Nordschleife in the Ferrari last weekend.
Verstappen shared a Ferrari 296 GT3 car with Britain's Chris Lulham in a 4-hour race that was part of the Nürburgring Endurance Series, and the pair dominated against a field that featured more than 100 cars. The 4-time F1 world champions started the race from 3rd, but took the lead at the first corners and impressively opened up a lead of more than 1 minute during his stint in the car. Lulham, who competes for Verstappen's own team in the GT World Challenge Europe Endurance Cup and is also in the Flying Dutchman's Team Redline Sim Racing squad, controlled the lead over the second half of the race to seal the victory. It has been a remarkable month for Verstappen after winning the Italian Grand Prix and the Azerbaijan Grand Prix to ignite a possible title fight back as he trails F1 Championship leader Oscar Piastri by 69 points ahead of next weekend's Singapore Grand Prix.
And with that, we wrap up today's edition of Other Derana Sports Central. We'll stay tuned as we bring more highlights and action right here from the home turf and around the globe. Well, until tomorrow, I'm Vinod Varna Surya signing off. Have a very good night.